welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be ranking all of my Morphe palettes. I currently own 5. So yeah, I'm going to talk about them, rank them lowest to highest as far as favorites. I've done this with a few other palettes. ColourPop would be another fun one, so let me know if you would be interested in me ranking all of my ColourPop palettes. I think I've done my Juvia's Place palettes. I know I've done Juvia's Place, but I can't remember if I've done any other brands. But yeah, I'm going to do Morphe today. Let me know if you want to see ColourPop. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. And I think that's all we have. So if you want to see my Morphe palettes and my order, then just keep on watching. So we will do lowest to highest. I'm going to flip my pile over because I have them in order. One of them I haven't used, so it's ranked probably a little bit lower just because I haven't used it yet, but I like the color story, so I think I'm going to like it better than the one that I ranked at the very bottom. But yeah, anyways, we're just going to jump into it. I think I've done my Jeffree Star palettes too. So I've done Juvia's Place and Jeffree Star. Let me know if you want to see ColourPop. So yeah, we're going to start off with, this is the 39S, such a gem. I think the formula on this one is okay. I don't think this is the best. There are some shades in here that aren't the most pigmented and take a little bit of work to blend, but you do have a nice variety of pinks and purples. There are some browns in here. So you could theoretically do a neutral look if you wanted to. And then there are some gray shades in here. This middle row of these like topper shades are very, very pretty. I've used this one. It's really ethereal looking, I guess would be the word. It's pretty. They add a lot of nice sparkle. I think that's the only reason why I haven't gotten rid of it, because there are some really pretty glittery shades in here. There is one pressed glitter, but it's big. I hate how big the palette is. The names are not on it. They're on this clear sheet. Like it's hard for me to film tutorials with this because it's so large, like trying to hold the palette up, reading the names, like it's a whole thing. So it's just not my favorite to use for videos because it's so big. And like I said, some of the shades in here are just okay. Definitely not my favorite, but if you like pinks and purples and this size doesn't bother you, I think it's a good deal for like how many shadows you get. And that, like I said, that middle row, they're very, very pretty. So that is my number 5. Number 4 is a new palette I got for my birthday. I was given some Ulta gift cards and I saw this palette. This is the 35XO. I wish they did more with this cardboard packaging because I like this cardboard packaging better than the plastic packaging. And this one, praise the Lord, has the names printed on the palette. I just noticed that, thank goodness. But this is just pinks and browns. I mean, there's a lot of browns in here. This is a mauve nude palette for sure. It's pretty. I like pinks and nude, like pinks and mauves. There is another pressed glitter in here. I haven't used this yet. I got sucked in because the pictures online looked really pretty, even though I'm pretty sure in past videos I said I was not going to purchase any more Morphe palettes. And I've got 2 newer ones, this one and then one that I bought not that long ago that I've only used a handful of times. So here we are. But yeah, she's pretty. You definitely don't need her if you've got a big collection. Like I definitely didn't need this, but it's pretty. So I should not need another pinky mauve eyeshadow ever in my life. But I'm hoping that the formula is comparable to my 35M, the Boss Mood. That would be good. Or the other one, I forget what it's called. But yeah, it's pretty, but I haven't used it yet. So that's why it's at number 4, because I don't know what the formula is. It's pretty to look at. So and it's smaller than the Such Gem palette. So I already like it better. At 3, right in the middle, is one that I do use a lot in the fall. This is the 35M Boss Mood. My friend Lauren bought this for me when I took my practical. And it's, again, the shades are not printed on here. So you got the plastic thingy that I hate because it's annoying for filming. But it's a grungy lover's dream. I use this a lot. It's got a good formula. The greens are pretty. The purples are nice. You've got some cranberries, some browns. It's just a nice grungy palette. It's a good one. The formula on this one is good. That's a gripe that I have. Morphe's palettes are not consistent. So sometimes you get a decent one. Sometimes you don't. It just depends. And even with the same palettes, like this is the Jaclyn Hill. This is number 2 for me. I think I have one of the original ones, and I've heard that the new one is not as good. Mine's got the names printed on the back, so at least it's still annoying, but there's no clear sheet. I use this one a lot. I've almost decluttered it because I have some with a similar color story, but I kept it around. It's a good palette. Mine works well. A lot of people have this palette, so for me, it makes it a good one for tutorials. I actually did this holiday eye look with this palette, and that video should be up before this one. So if you want to see how I got this look, then check that out. But it's a very easy palette to work with. It's a good travel palette. I have traveled with it. It travels well. It's nice that you've got some pops of color down here in the corner, and I like, you know, the mustard shades. It's got some berry tones in it. You can do a lot with it, and like I said, the formula on mine is good, so it's a nice tutorial palette. I pull it out to do holiday looks like this occasionally. And then my favorite is a newer one. This is the 35C Everyday Chic palette. Again, I bought it because it looks pretty. I don't know why. I've had it for a couple months. Again, the names are not printed on it. There's dog hair. So we've got the plastic sheet that I hate, but the inside's pink. So that's something. It is pretty to look at. I did a Christmas look using this green, and again, that video is already up on my channel. I used this green and then a red from my Laura Lee Sleigh Bells palette and did a really pretty green and red Christmas-esque look. That green is not patchy at all. I was really surprised. I was really expecting this shade to be patchy AF, and it's not. It blended out really, really well. I've used some of the cranberry pink and the pinks in here, and those worked really well. I haven't used every single shade, but the shadows that I have used work really, really well. It sucks that you have a pressed glitter, but there's only one. This shade right here, I don't know what it's called, is very pretty on the lid. I used that in conjunction with the green in Laura Lee's palette when I did that green and red look. It's just a really, really nice palette. So far, again, like I said, all the shades that I've used work really well, and it's got a nice variety, so I think that's why it's at number 1, and it's pleasantly surprised me. So yeah, not a super long video, thankfully, but that is all of my Morphe palettes. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I've said in videos I wasn't going to buy from Morphe anymore, and here we are. I have 2 that I've added since I made that statement, but I don't think I will ever buy another one the size of this one, because it just annoys me how big that palette is, because it, like I said, it just makes it difficult when I'm filming because it's so stinking big, but it's fine. It's not the worst palette I've ever used in my life, but it's not my favorite either. Anyways, those are all my Morphe palettes. Let me know if you want me to, again, rank my ColourPop. I haven't done that yet, and I do have a decent amount of ColourPop palettes, even though I have a love-hate relationship with that brand also. But I do think they are better than Morphe. I'm going to say that, I think. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Hopefully this was interesting. I do like talking about my palette. So if there's any other brands that you can think of that I should do, leave those comments also. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully everybody has a good Christmas and New Year's coming up. I think that's all I have. So yeah. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, and hopefully I will see you all in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.